Hi everyone, we're live on YouTube now.
I don't know. I don't know why it keeps saying
Thank you so much. How are you? I'm good.
My tutoring schedule is only going to be Monday through Thursday from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. That's my summer tutoring schedule.
That's
So you can do
yeah, I would love to. That'd be awesome. Wow.
Yeah, I was supposed to do summer school. They had 3 people sign up, 3 kids, so they canceled it, converted that to tutoring hours, and then like 2 per hour, less hours. I'm like,
They couldn't
okay.
line them up for you?
It's 1 kid 3 days a week, and the other one is once a week.
Okay, so you can't. Yeah, it is nice. So the pictures, Ryan looks happy, and Sam looks great.
Ken and Sam are actually up in Boston, up outside Boston.
Nice.
It's my niece's graduation from LSA.
Nice.
Ken gets up there, texts me, oh, yeah, my mom's coming. Like, she wasn't feeling good, she was just better. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I don't know yet. He's like, we stopped her.
Now, what's Sam doing this summer? He works as a farm?
No, he's going to, well, maybe. He's doing extended school year. It's cool because he's still eligible for services. He's doing this. So I'm looking at it every day. They're going bowling, they're in the game truck, they're going swimming.
Great. That's perfect.
So he's doing that. And in the fall, he does, it's called Fast. So he goes to his school in the fall, works 3 days a week, and they help him register for college in the spring. In the spring, he takes 2 college classes, the district buses him, and the school counselor goes with him.
How does he take it?
That's what he and I have to decide this summer. He's all ready for like Middlesex, because he wants to be engineering, and Middlesex is engineering. Middlesex is also a lot of really good supports for special ed, special kids. So also, like, if and when it gets kicked back to us, then
You live in Middlesex, right? Okay.
The other days, study.
It's like the best. That's what's important. I don't, every kid was raised. That's what's very important.
It's like really good.
And now he's at camp, which I know is a happy place.
But we could do if you want next Friday night.
I love that. They came with the camera. Can we get a picture?
We're ready. I'm live streamed already. We're good. All right, so let me mute everyone.
Hey, give us a second. Your show? Yeah, I'm going to turn over to you in just a minute.
Am I doing the camera? I don't even know how to do the camera. Good, because you'll show. Wow.
Yeah? Wow. Yes. That's paying more attention to what we. Well, it's easy today when we only have the camera.
I guess, but that's cool. Oh, wow. I really blew it with my choices. You got the much more fun job. No, that's all right.
If you're ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right.
Wow, that's weird watching myself. Oh, it's so weird seeing myself on TV over there. Ready? We're going. Okay. Good evening. My name is Todd Wachtel. I'm the Vice President of Education. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Congregation Beth Chaim, thank you for joining us this evening for our Shabbat service. Tomorrow morning, we will have our weekly Torah study at 8:45 a.m. At 10:30, Chloe Salas Acevedo will be called to the Torah to become Beth Chaim's B'nai Mitzvah. Also at 10:30 a.m., Bikti will have a scavenger hunt at Plainsboro Nature Reserve. Sisterhood Mahjong is back on Mondays at 1 p.m. in the chapel. The Nefesh Committee will meet at 7 p.m., followed by a programming summit on Tuesday at 8 p.m. All committees are invited to have representation as we plan to have a full year of activities as we celebrate our 50th anniversary. The Israel Task Force will meet on Wednesday at 7 p.m., and the Sisterhood will have their end-of-year dinner off-site at 7 p.m. If you haven't already, please complete the reopening survey about the High Holy Days. Check your email or for a link or contact office@bethchaim.org. Please note, Erev Shabbat services will be at 7:30 every week starting next Friday. Speaking of next Friday's service, we are so fortunate to have Rabbi Or Zohar in from Israel to help lead us. Come in person or zoom in from wherever you are. Visit our website, bethchaim.org, for more details about upcoming events. Thank you, as always, for being a valued member of our community, and Shabbat Shalom. Okay.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom to everyone on Zoom. Zooming in. We'll begin with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hashem, Malchei Elyonim, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Olchem l'shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyonim, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malchuni l'shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyonim, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem l'shalom, Malchei Hashalom, Malchei Elyon, Mimelech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right, at this time we'll call up the Salas family for candlelighting and kiddush. And here. Actually, if you can bring the candles over to That way everybody can see.
Yes. As these Shabbos candles give light to all who behold them, so may we live by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
We're going to light the candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hidlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. All right, and we could pour some grape juice. Yeah, just put some in the cup. All right. So, Chloe, you want to hang on to the cup for us? Hold it up. Cup. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh זכר יציאת מצרים, קיבלנו ואחר כך, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון הנחתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. All right. Have a little sip.
Pour it in, she wants you to pour it.
And then we have the English reading.
Dad, Sadie.
We have one more job for you.
There are days when we see things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if we're born of a plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand and wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rightness of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, the day of rest, the day of wonder, the day of peace.
Amen. Thank you. And we'll continue together with Lecha Dodi.
Yalla,
Please be seated. In the beginning, emptiness and chaos, the great darkness over the deep. The Spirit of God moved over the waters, explosion of light, the long chain of emerging life. Behold, it was very good. The Shabbat candles evoke their very first light. Out of the darkness came reason, purpose, consciousness of beauty, the power to discern and to do what is right. Let us hold the light in our hearts. Let us bring it with us into the darkest corners of creation. Where there is pain and fear, let us offer the light of love. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shebidbaro ma'ariv aravim ma'ariv aravim.
It's been so long since we could do that together.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amcha avta amcha avta Torah u'mitzvot ukim u'mishpatim otanu limadta אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושופטנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Ya la la, ya la la la, you see it? La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. לה לה יה לה 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 יה לה 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 והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנו אומרים לך היום על לבביך. לה לה יה לה 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 יה לה 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 ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם נאות על ידיך והיו לתותחות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. לה לה יה לה 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 יה לה 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 למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Between Egypt and Sinai, there is only the journey, the long march from what was to what might be, from servitude to service, from pain to purpose, from Pharaoh to God's holy mountain. Some days, more than I care to admit, I am closer to Egypt than Sinai, closer to narrowness of mind and constriction of heart. Still, I see the mountain and rededicate myself to the destination. Between Egypt and Sinai, there is only one question. Are we ready to become a nation of priests, guided by Torah, serving God, the Jewish people, and all of humanity with our hands, with our souls, with our lives?
Nora
I hadn't planned on doing this version, but the vibe in the room is definitely the jazzy Vashon.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And now I'll ask those who are able to please rise for Amidah.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעם אדוני מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו ראשי עפר מי כמוך בר גבורות ומתו מלך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל הקדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך סלה ברוך אתה אדוני האל
You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai she'odcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. You may be seated. We take a moment each Shabbat to give thanks. And if there's anything in particular that we're thankful for, people on Zoom, please put it in the chat box. And people in the room, just raise your hand, call it out. What are we thankful for? Oh, family coming in for your bat mitzvah. Very nice. Yes? Camp Harlem. All right. Yes?
The same thing. My daughter was on a trip with the family that came back safely.
All right. Safe voyage to camp, a safe return from travels. Yes?
Thankful we're all together again after 15 months of visiting.
It's great to be together again, yes. Amen. Let's take a break.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
What else we got? Anything? Yes. Air conditioning. People are thankful for that all over the country. You have another? Oh, okay. Nice. So a trip you've been waiting to take. Yes? All right. Lots of safe travels and safe returns.
It's not said often enough, and the pastor who was here for this visit, we're very thankful for you and your wonderful voice leading us.
Oh, thank you.
And that's nice.
And I'm very thankful for you. One more? Oh, I was waiting for that.
Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
We'll continue with Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. B'tovech levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Hasid חסיד לעולם.
Take a few moments for silent prayer. It has become our custom at this congregation to take a moment every Shabbat evening to say a Mishaberach for those who are in need of healing. So again, on Zoom, if you know anyone who is in need of healing of body, of spirit, please put their name in the chat box, and I'll go around the room if there are names we'd like to add to the list. Yes. Yes. Moshe, Rich Bear. Anyone else?
משברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. משברך אמותינו, שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing, bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Misheberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak veYaakov. Misheberach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, as well.
All right, cat's away. I don't want to steal the thunder of Torah study tomorrow, so I'm going to leave plenty of the story to study tomorrow. But I do want to talk a little bit about this week's Torah portion. One of the more fascinating and fun stories in the Torah. This week we are reading Balak. It is the story, a little bit of Balak, the king of Moab, but mostly the story of Bilam, the pagan prophet that he hires to put a curse on the Israelites. See, the Israelites are marching their way through the desert. They're near Balak's kingdom. They're not really a threat, but they have a lot of stuff that Balak wants. So he would love to attack the Israelites and defeat them and take all their stuff. But he's heard that no one has been able to beat them. All the neighbors have tried, no one has succeeded. So he needs a secret weapon. And he sends messengers to hire this magician, this prophet named Bilam, to put a curse on the Israelites so that King Balak can defeat them. So the messengers arrive at Bilam's house, and Bilam hears their pitch that, the king of Moab wants him to go and put a curse on the Israelites, and he says, "Let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning." He says, that's what he says. He says, "I'll give you an answer in the morning." And that night, God came to Bilam in a dream. That's direct quote from the Torah. So here we have a pagan prophet, not an Israelite, not a Jew. God personally comes and speaks to Bilam, and we get the impression from the story that this is not the first time. Clearly, Bilam has some kind of relationship with God, some kind of prophetic relationship. But God says to Bilam, he says, "Don't go with them. You may not curse these people because they are blessed." So, in the morning, Bilam says to the messengers, "I'm sorry, I can't go with you." And they go back to the king of Moab. And what does the king of Moab do? He sends more better messengers back to visit Bilam with buckets of gold and fancy clothing and all kinds of cool stuff. And they beg him to come and put a curse on the Israelites. And Bilam tells him the same thing. He has another dream where God says, "Okay, you can go with them, but you can only say what I tell you to say." And Bilam gets up in the morning and he gives a full disclosure. He says to the messengers, "Okay, I'll come with you, but I can't say anything that God doesn't put in my mouth." And they agree to this. Right? So far, so good. They're on their way to go put a curse on the Israelites, and Bilam's donkey stops in the middle of the road and starts going off the road. And Bilam starts hitting the donkey and getting it back on the middle of the road. The donkey swerves off the road to the other side. And Bilam is really annoyed, and he's hitting the donkey, and finally the donkey just lays down under him, and he starts beating the donkey, at which point the donkey turns and starts talking to Bilam and says, "What did I do to deserve this?" Now, this is the point in the story where we lose everybody. Everybody goes off the rails when we get to the part where the donkey speaks. Because, most people are like, "A talking donkey? I don't believe it." And, the other people are like, "It's a miracle! The donkey is talking!" And neither of these groups is getting the point of the story. Everybody's missing the point. Right? The donkey says to Bilam, "What have I done to deserve this? Look what I saved you from." And it's very interesting what happens next in the story. God opens Bilam's eyes. Literally, Vaigal Adonai et inei Bilam. God uncovers Bilam's eyes, and he sees this angel with a sword standing in the street. Now, there's a lot more to talk about. There's a lot more to the story, but I want to stop right here because I want to talk about what this means. The meaning that everybody misses when they say, oh, a talking animal, I don't believe this anymore. Or when they say, oh, a talking animal, it's a miracle. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that Bilam's eyes are uncovered. He sees the angel standing in the road with the sword. What does it mean? What does it mean that Bilam's eyes were uncovered? And what does it mean that he sees this angel standing in the road with the sword? Well, since there are no takers, let me just back up and say this, and I've said this before, to me, this is the genius of Torah. This is the genius of Torah and Talmud and all these ancient documents that our people have been poring over for centuries. And, the modern critique is, what did they know? They didn't have fancy cars. They didn't have Snapchat. They didn't have, any of the stuff we have. What did they know about life in the world? And my answer is, they pretty much knew everything. Because the world has changed around us a lot, but human nature has not changed one bit. And the wisdom that we find in these stories, if we know how to read them, is truly incredible. Bilam couldn't see the angel in the road because he was blinded. He was blinded by money. Think about it. God told him, don't go with these people. You can't curse the Israelites. They're blessed. When the new messengers came back with more money and more fancier stuff, then Bilam agrees to go with them. Yes, he lays down some conditions, but we know from the fact that the angel is there in the road that his motivations weren't where they should have been. Bilam at this point was a mercenary. He's in it for the money. And the angel is there to stop him in his tracks and shake him up a bit and say, look, this isn't right. You know it's not right. This is a story about our power to deceive ourselves. When money, fancy clothes, fancy cars, when there's cool stuff involved, we can convince ourselves of anything. We can convince ourselves that anything is right. And the fact that the donkey, the animal, his animal that he's riding is the one who has to point it out to him that he's been blinded by money, that just presses the point. Yeah, these ancient stories, they can teach us a lot if we know how to read them. So we need to be careful. We need to be very careful because very often we know it is right and we have great power to convince ourselves otherwise. And that's what this story is really about. It's about the power of money or material things to blind us to what's really important, and about how important it is for us to be on our guard so that we don't need our donkey to tell us that we're messing up. The donkey's his conscience. So all that having been said, I'm going to ask everyone to rise. The Aleinu, which is next, focuses us on our responsibilities in the world. Right? It says, Aleinu l'shabeach. It's our duty to be respectful of God, to understand what it is that God expects of us, and to not let material things get in the way of that. So please join me.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, ותהילו ליוצר ראשית, שמיים יסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת זו בגבי אלוהים, ובאלוהינו עינות, ואנחנו קוראים, ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
So we say, it's a long list of people for whom we are saying Kaddish this week. We are in the period of Shiva for Arlene Mulry Pearl, and the period of Shloshim for Cantor David Wisnia. And the art sites we remember this week for Larry Arias, Janice Glaubinger, Michael Rosenberg, Aaron Levy, Anna Cronenfeld, Sylvia Deutsch, Bernice Dickerman, Stephanie Ette, Dina Farber, Erwin Pfeiffer, Stephen Fisher, Joel Caesar, Lanny Gartenberg, Ann Henkin, Margaret Godleski, Izzy Levis, Julia Lichtenstein, Matilda Lichtman, Edith Mathis, Rose Mervis, Lily Tandler, Seymour Panzer, Jonathan Weinberg, Gertrude Platten, Rose Feingold, Lillian Silverman, Otto Rosenauer, William Schwartz, Hi Scott, Shirley Sherman, Edna Silverman, Rose Thompson, Bernice Wahlberg, Carl Pierce, Rosalind Price, Rafael Goodman, Nathan Gerson, Enya Jacobs, Sidney Katz, Alex Burkhoff, Robert Rogers, Miriam Schwartz, and Leon Goodrich. Memories of all of them are with us. We continue together in Kaddish in their memory. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei, Yalma yibrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon yomechon, v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yeh shemei rabba mevarach, la'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei v'kudesha b'richu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'yimru amen. Yehesh lamaraba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say. All right, may be seated. All right. Ame Yisrael Chai. conclude with a blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha. V'yasem lecha shalom, shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Shabbat shalom.